Yo, what's going on guys? It is Cynnnical, and today for you guys I have a Kingdom Hearts 2.5 as well as a Kingdom Hearts 3 sort of informational interview video. Now this interview, basically it's an interview with Tai Yasue and Vita, and basically this happened around the time of E3, and during this time a lot of different gaming organizations and different gaming websites and news publisher websites ended up interviewing Tai Yasue. He was very open towards the whole interviews, and a lot of them were conducted. Of course, I've already done one of these interview videos in the past, so if you guys haven't already checked that one out, then be sure to do so. There's some interesting information to do with both Kingdom Hearts 3 and 2.5. It's not any direct sort of confirmation on anything with these interviews, but it's something to sort of think about, as you know, Tai Yasue, he's got to be careful what he says, sort of thing. He can't exactly announce different things and all that. But basically this interview has been out for, I'd say, the past 4 days, and I didn't jump on it straight away because with these interviews it's nothing like hugely important, but it definitely is interesting, and I do like giving my opinions on the questions that are asked to, of course, Tai Yasue. So I thought I would do that today. There are a few interesting points in this interview that I want to go over. So basically the way I'm going to do this is like how I did my last interview video, and that is basically I'll read out the question, I'll read out the answer, and then I'll give my opinion on the question. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, hope you guys like this video, and I also want to say a big thank you to everyone. I hit 19,000 this morning, so that is super cool to see. Also follow me on Twitter for more news and updates, and let's get on with it. So the first question is, what improvements were you able to make with the titles included in Kingdom Hearts 2.5 compared to their original versions? The answer was, for Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5 Remix, we remade Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth by Sleep, and also Kingdom Hearts Recoded as a theater cinematic, where you were able to see the cutscenes. We were much more used to making a PS3 game after doing Kingdom Hearts 1.5, so we had a lot more time to redo a lot of the graphics and a lot of the sounds, so quality wise it has gone up. I guess that's one of the big changes, and also I guess for Recoded, we got some feedback about Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. Fans told us they wanted to include more battle scenes, so for Recoded we added a lot of battle scenes and totally remade them into cutscenes. So this was this question was actually asked in the last interview, and I believe that this is a widely asked question, and a lot of fans were very disappointed with the fact that there were like little to no battle scenes in 358 over 2 days in 1.5, and this is a big concern because the battle scenes are always the most hardcore, die hard sort of thing, and Kingdom Hearts is renowned for its battling and its combat sort of thing, and when we don't see that, it's sort of like, what's going on. And I know for myself personally, I would have really liked to have seen Roxas and Xion battle it out in 720p gloriness in a cinematic, but of course that didn't happen. So it's good that Square Enix are definitely taking in what fans, the feedback that the fans are giving to them, and for this point here, putting in more battle scenes, that's what they're going to do with Recoded, so I'm looking forward to that. The next question, with this new collection of games, is there any chance you will combine the two collections into one? The answer is that's definitely a possibility. No decision has been made yet though. In Japan we are doing a starter pack with 1.5 plus 2.5, but so far we haven't made a decision on what we will do in the American and European market. I guess in the future that is something we can think about. So yes, combining the two collections into one big sort of anthology sort of thing, I think that would be a really good idea, but I don't think it would be a good idea to release it on the PS3 because, like he mentioned, and like you guys should probably already know, there is a starter pack and a collector's pack which is going to include both 1.5 and 2.5. The thing is though, that's coming out in Japan, so no sort of collection of both games coming together is sort of been announced for the European and the American market yet, so only time will tell. But I think combining the two collections into one standalone case with a disc or something in it for possibly the PS4 and possibly the Xbox One, and yes, I'm saying the Xbox One because of the fact that, okay, Xbox One they're already getting Kingdom Hearts 3. So I say, if they're already getting Kingdom Hearts 3, just give them the rest of the games. And if they were going to make an anthology sort of pack with 1.5 and 2.5, I'd say not only slam it on the PS4, but slam it on the Xbox One as well. Because, guys, I wouldn't be saying this if the Xbox One wasn't getting Kingdom Hearts 3, but because they are, it's just going to be confusing for the Xbox players to sort of jump into Kingdom Hearts 3 when they have no sort of knowledge on Kingdom Hearts or know what it is. So I think by bringing the other Kingdom Hearts onto the Xbox One, it'll definitely sort of get more players into the game, Xbox players specifically, and it'll help them better understand Kingdom Hearts 3 when it comes out on the Xbox One as well. The next question is, the games are pretty big, are there any plans to expand them through DLC? The answer is DLC is a difficult thing, we can't announce anything yet DLC wise because we are really concentrated on the PS3 package this time around with 2.5, and obviously a lot of new games are doing DLC, so that's another avenue for us to think about. So yes, DLC, Kingdom Hearts and DLC, it's something that is very strange when you sort of mix the two together. Kingdom Hearts has never really had some sort of DLC, and I suppose you could say that Kingdom Hearts has never really been on a console where DLC is actually available. Now you could argue with the fact that, the Nintendo 3DS, I understand that it has DLC. And I've mentioned in the past that Kingdom Hearts has not been on a console that it's going to get DLC. And a lot of you guys came back at me and you're like, the 3DS has DLC, what are you doing, blah blah blah. I understand that the 3DS has DLC, but the chances of Dream Drop Distance getting a DLC pack on the 3DS seems very, very unlikely. So I'm not even going to consider the 3DS being a console where we can have DLC. So that's why I'm saying Kingdom Hearts has really never been on a console that DLC has been available. And I'm talking specifically about it being on a PS3 or Xbox 360. Of course, the current games that are on the PS3 and the Xbox 360 are, the HD remasters. That's it. So I don't believe that Square Enix will release DLC for, the remasters. They're remasters, they're not going to add expanded content. But as far as Kingdom Hearts 3 goes, when it comes out for the PS4 and Xbox One, I'd definitely like to see some DLC, whether it's a pre-order bonus, whether it's some sort of huge DLC pack that comes out 6 months after the release of the game, who really knows. But like they said, it's a new avenue for them to sort of think about, but I'd definitely like Square Enix to take a shot at it. Next question is, these games would be perfect for the PlayStation Vita. Will we see them on the Vita in the next few years? The answer is, when we were making 1.5 and 2.5, we really wanted to put them all on the one console. A lot of our players wanted to play because they were all over the place. PSP, DS, PS2, so we were really wanting to put them together in one console. Vita is another option. We're not really thinking about it just yet, but I guess there are a lot of consoles, right? It's something to think about in the future. It's not something we are doing right now, but it's a possibility, I guess. So of course, the Kingdom Hearts games are renowned for being spread across different consoles, and I'd say, I love Kingdom Hearts, but that is probably one of the most annoying aspects of Kingdom Hearts. It basically, because of the fact that we're fans of the game, Square Enix are basically forcing us to buy a whole nother console in order to play another Kingdom Hearts game. And I know I did that for Dream Drop Distance, and I also did it for Birth by Sleep. I bought a 3DS not too long ago and a PSP years ago, but I was forced into buying these consoles because of the fact that I have this passion for Kingdom Hearts. So, this time around they really wanted to bring all of these collections of the Kingdom Hearts games to the one console, and of course that is the PS3, and that's what the 1.5 and 2.5 does. Of course, talking about Vita, this is not really something that big for me. I don't own a PS Vita. I'm a PlayStation fan, but I don't own a PlayStation Vita. My 3DS is all I need as far as portable gaming goes, and I got my phone as well, so I got apps and stuff on there. But I think it definitely would be a very, very cool idea. I mean, a lot of different HD remaster games do make it on to the PS Vita. I believe the Sly trilogy is on there, as well as the Jack and Daxter trilogy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to be that the PS Vita is also getting these HD remasters as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if Square Enix went ahead and put these on the PS Vita. So I think it'd also be really, really cool to just travel places with you know, Kingdom Hearts. But then again, I don't think I'm ever going to get a PS Vita, so this doesn't really concern me. The next question is, same thing with the PS4. So obviously talking about, you know, whether they're going to bring these collections to the PS4, and similar to what I was talking about with the whole one pack idea. The answer is yes, same thing I guess. It's definitely a possibility for PS4, but we haven't come to the decision yet. So this is something that I was sort of confused about when 2.5 was coming out. I thought, you know, are they going to be putting it on the PS4 or the PS3? And of course it got announced for the PS3. I find it strange because of the fact that, you know, Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out for the PS4. A lot of, you know, older sort of generation players have ended up selling their older generation, so ended up selling their PS3. Now they got a PS4, but now, you know, they can't play the 1.5 and 2.5. And I find this weird that Square hasn't decided, okay, we're going to release it for both PS3 and PS4. I'm not really too sure. Possibly to do with getting two different sort of frame rate things going. I'm not really too sure as far as those specifications and things like that go. But maybe too hard, but they said it is a possibility, so I'd definitely like to see, you know, 1.5 and 2.5 come to PS4 one day. Next question, what kind of difficulties did you encounter bringing 3 games all from different consoles to one? The answer is, with Birth by Sleep, obviously the PSP spec-wise made it difficult to recreate for PS3. We had to redo a lot of the characters, the models, the environments, and also the sounds. We added a lot of sounds. The PS3 has a lot more capacity memory-wise, so we're able to make the sound a lot richer. In Cinderella's castle, you can actually hear fountains gurgling and that sort of thing that we weren't able to do in the, they've got Vita version here, but they mean PSP version, so that's a mistake on their side. For Kingdom Hearts 2, the biggest problem was the screen. The aspect ratio wasn't 4:8, it's 16:9, so we had a wider screen. A lot of the stuff on the side, when we just ported it, initially stopped animating and the effects weren't really appearing. But in the end, when you played with the wider screen, you can see a lot more, and it really helps in the battles. So of course, all 3 of these games, Birth by Sleep, Recoded, as well as Kingdom Hearts 2, they're all from different consoles, PSP, DS, and PS2. Of course, the easiest one to port over would have been the PS2 version, of course, you know, Kingdom Hearts 2. As it's the closest thing to the PS3. Of course, they had to remake the cutscenes and stuff, so that would have taken some time. And then probably the most demanding wise game to have, you know, recreate would have been Birth by Sleep, like they mentioned. Of course, it was on a PSP, and when you compare the, you know, the PSP specs to the PS3 specs, then there is a long stretch. So of course they've mentioned that they're going to be, well, they've already, you know, upgraded all the sounds, so there's a lot more environmental sounds that you guys can hear where you couldn't have heard in the PSP version, which is a lot good. It makes sort of the environment a lot more immersive. And stuff like that, so that's really to look forward to. Of course, they mentioned that they had some difficulties with Kingdom Hearts 2 with the whole aspect ratio. They got that sorted now, and of course they mentioned how the wider aspect ratio of course helps you out in battle, so of course you can see more on screen. Next question is, will you unlock anything for Kingdom Hearts 3 by playing through 2.5? The answer is no, you can't really unlock anything for Kingdom Hearts 3. The plan was 2.5 was to let the user know more about the Kingdom Hearts series, with the cutscenes telling the backstory of the other Kingdom Hearts titles. But it's not going to unlock anything for Kingdom Hearts 3. That's not really something we thought about. And of course, I think it would be a really cool idea. This is a really good question actually. They don't have this in the game, but it would have been cool to have played through 2.5. If you got the platinum, then when you play the Kingdom Hearts 3 on the PS4, it will recognize that you've got the 2.5 platinum or something, and that'll unlock maybe like a few Kingdom Hearts 2 Keyblades or Birth by Sleep Keyblades, or maybe a crown for Sora or something like that. I think that would have been really cool, but like he mentioned, there is no unlockables if you play through 2.5 for Kingdom Hearts 3. Next up, what took more time to make, Kingdom Hearts 2 or Birth by Sleep? He responded, we have a number of programming teams that would split up for development. There were 2 for Birth by Sleep and 2 for Kingdom Hearts 2, and one kind of overseeing everything. Really, both took a lot of effort. We had to change more for Birth by Sleep, but Kingdom Hearts 2 was more vast with a lot more data we had to change. So I guess overall, it was about the same, just for different reasons. So yeah, of course, you know, at the same time, like you mentioned, they had 2 different teams working on each of the games, Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth by Sleep, and they said that both of them were equal as far as difficulty to, you know, what took more time and stuff, and the whole difficulty of doing that. For me, I sort of see it as Birth by Sleep being more harder and more time consuming. I mean, even though Kingdom Hearts 2, like they said, you know, it was the same for both games. You know, Birth by Sleep was a PSP title and stuff, and there's just a whole lot there to change. The HUD, the aspect ratio, sound, all that sort of stuff. But it's good that, you know, Square Enix are obviously, you know, they're very organized with what they do. Of course, they split up their teams and stuff. They've got this overseeing team, just making sure everything's all good, sort of stuff like that. And having 2 teams working on it simultaneously is definitely a good idea. Next up, was it ever planned to bring Recoded and 358 over 2 days to the collections as playable games? He responded, it's a time thing, and I guess it's difficult with the DS and the touchscreen on the bottom. If you want to make it playable, you have to rethink all the game design. Without the touchscreen, it wouldn't be recoded, it would be a different game. Right now, we are simultaneously making 2.5 and Kingdom Hearts 3, and we don't want to slow down the development for Kingdom Hearts 3. So yeah, I guess it was mostly a time thing. And when 1.5 got announced back last year, a lot of people were sort of speculative on, you know, is 358 Days going to be completely remade, like a Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, similar to what they did with Chain of Memories. With Chain of Memories, they basically completely remade the game, whereas Chain of Memories was a GBA title, and then it got remade onto the PS2 engine. But for them to do that, of course, they have to go back through the whole thing, basically make a whole new game, you know, centered around the whole storyline of either 358 over 2 days or Recoded, and then make, you know, like new models sort of thing. So stuff like that, like you said, would be very time consuming. For me, I really do wish they made a 358 over 2 days remake as well as a Recoded. But, you know, with Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out, that is definitely more of a priority, and I'm really not too fussed as long as, you know, they're still delivering the story, in which they are. They're obviously making it into cinematics. Then that's really all that matters. But a lot of people were sort of wondering, you know, why isn't Recoded and 358 over 2 days actual games? Why are they just cinematics? So that's really the answer to that. It is a whole time-consuming thing. It means that they would have to go back and completely remake a whole new games just so that they can make both of those games playable. And really, that is it, guys. Those are all the questions. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Very, very cool. These questions are some that a lot of us were wanting to sort of get asked towards Square Enix, and of course Tai Yasue. He's been doing a heap of different interviews with, like I mentioned, different organizations and groups and stuff like that. And these interviews and these different information videos are definitely good to review over. It gives us some sort of insight on what, you know, the co-director and sort of stuff like that is feeling towards these questions, and it definitely does give us, like I mentioned, insight towards these. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Leave me feedback on what you guys think with all these different questions and stuff like that. Share the love by liking this video. Follow me on Twitter for more news and updates. And until next time, guys, I will catch you later. Peace.